So, did y'all have any misconceptions about sex before you had it?
Go for it.
You go.
I really cannot think of anything.
No, he rolled out of the womb as a sex professional and gave TED Talks on it.
Oh. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's true.
No, when I was a little kid, like I asked my parents about it. They were just like, well, when a mom and dad are together for a long time and they're ready, it happens. Then I get on the school bus the next day. I was like, I know where babies come from. You know, when a mom and dad spend a lot of time together. And he goes, no, you idiot. It's when you put your penis in her pachina.
Pachina.
When did your parents give you like the talk?
Very early.
Yeah.
My parents were very religious, so they didn't teach me much. So I was confused about like everything.
Still are.
I'm still not 100% there.
I mean, I think I still have misconceptions about sex.
Did your parents have the sex talk with
I
you?
do not that I recall.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it though. Maybe I'll bring it up at Christmas. You know, I remember we took sex ed, but I don't remember what was discussed. Because at the time it was not relevant to this guy. Oh, these might be useful in 10 years.
I feel like everyone probably thought like you could just make a baby by like hugging. When you're like 5, you're like, yeah, that's how it works.
For movies, it seems like when they're like getting it on and they're like, oh, and like climax at the same time. I'm like, that always happens. Oh, they're always together.
Nope.
And boy howdy, was I wrong. Boy howdy.
I was enthralled with this idea of the cherry, you know, your cherry popping.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like a bloodbath.
Oh yeah. Porn lies to you. I had the most like ill-conceived understanding of penis etiquette because I just learned everything from porn originally, right?
I thought every penis was the same, and then I was like,
You know what?
they're not.
That is one, is I didn't realize
I didn't know
that
about
there was
that.
foreskin.
I feel like a lot of young girls, like your high school boyfriend, you think that's what they'll all look like, and then you find out later there are the other half.
Nope.
First of all, you can't and you shouldn't treat it like a bop it, right? You don't squeeze it, pop it, bop it, push it. No, leave it alone. All of that you see in porn, just don't.
What porn are you watching? I've never seen someone.
I literally, there's like a DC version that's almost like, you know, a superhero spin-off, and she just smacks the hell out of it. I'm just like, whoa, ma'am.
I still can't talk about sex.
Wow.
It's scary to me.
It seems
Sorry
very
about
uncomfortable
it.
for you.
Yeah, the sounds, the sights,
Please
the
don't say
smells.
the smells. No.
Well, it's a sensory experience. That's maybe what I didn't know.
I genuinely thought, I was like, oh, it's all perfect every time. Like, everyone comes and, yeah.
Always happens for me.
Okay, well.
I always leave satisfied.
And I've seen more realistic sex scenes in media now where they like spit on their hand and they're like, oh, why do they need to show that? I'm like, I'm glad they show that now. Because I had no idea you had to like warm it up. I
I'm
thought it
supposed
was
to
just
spit in my hand?
In school too, they never teach you about like lubrication. I always thought that was interesting too. They just assume like your body's gonna make the fluids that it needs. That is not true. It doesn't matter what gender person you're having sex with. That is not true. Always have some water-based lube with you, unscented, unflavored, just in case.
Realistically, I can blame Disney movies and porn for my unrealistic romantic
Disney
standards.
movies?
Yeah, sure, a prince might ride in on a horse to save me, but he's probably gonna try to treat me like a sock
but we're talking about
puppet
like.
first.
I just remember being really scared to have sex because I was like, it's gonna hurt so bad. And I was right, but it was like,
So not a misconception.
yeah.
I remember when I got my period and I started using tampons, I was like, if I could take a tampon, like what's the big deal about penises? My mom was like, I would really hope that when you grow older and have sex that your partner's penis is bigger than a tampon's. And I was like,
Mom was half right.
she was half, I mean,
Got it.
she was half right.
You meet a new guy, you're like, oh, you're a super plus.
One thing that always just really blew my mind was how awful in the water, shower, pool.
There's there's
No
there's
traction.
no lubrication.
It's like it's like
water's
an
not-
anti-lubricant.
You have the guy as his back to the water, so the water's hitting his back,
it's
and
not-
you bend her over that way. Yeah, I figured that out.
I'm learning so much I didn't want to learn.
It's like, I've never seen any Disney princesses like,
You are, let's go back to our internet history, shall
Okay,
we?
I didn't mean on porn.